Um, see, the great thing about this convenience too is that you can upload it to like YouTube, or you can upload it to all these other platforms. There's a platform called Bandcamp, and that's what I sell albums out of. And what it does essentially is Radiohead actually. I'm assuming most of you know who Radiohead is. Radiohead actually kind of spearheaded this movement. They were the first band, or at least the first major band, to sell all of their albums, both physically and digitally. So they kind of spearheaded this movement of selling by yourself without the help of an industry, which I think that a lot of people understand that there's some kind of swindling going on with the industry, and there always has been. There's been a huge ordeal with different bands. Like pirating music at one point was just a huge, massive deal where all the artists were really upset because they were basically getting their music stolen from. But now it's totally accepted, or not totally accepted by other people, but by a lot of people, you can sell your music for free, which is what I do, because all I want you to do is listen to it. I don't really want money for it. See, and the money goes, when you sell it independently, the money goes straight to the person. It doesn't go to like some industry man who's going to take all of your stuff and all your money and basically all your talent for money. There's this great quote by Lauren O'Connell. She's another YouTube artist who I am in love with, and she says she had an interview just a couple days ago, and I just saw this quote, and it fits really well. She said, "We're not rock stars, and there's no corporate machine hiding behind the curtain." She just did this kind of pledge campaign where on YouTube, this is the great thing about YouTube. On YouTube, she used it as a platform to get a bunch of people to listen to her music. The people who really liked it stuck around and listened to the other stuff that kept coming out. The people who really liked it, she put out this pledge campaign, and she said, "Listen, if you give me money, I will give you creative gifts. Either you can pre-order my album, or I will make you, or I will sign your autograph stuff, or I will." She made like guitar string like necklaces for people, and she had this like 3-month plan where what she wanted to do was every like day hopefully get a little bit of money, and after 3 months get enough money to record an album on her own without having to be signed by a label, which is something really hard to do because it's a lot of money. She got the money in 2 days because so many people watched her YouTube and so many people loved her music and actually gave it a shot that they gave her money. She got all of her money in 2 days. So right now she's looking for a producer to produce her record. It's just crazy how awesome technology has been in the movement of things as far as progression in distribution of music. So we've got, let's see, just talk about So the thing that I kind of draw from this is that the fact that she got her money so quickly tells me this. People who appreciate your music, the creativity in your music or in your performance or whatever it is, why shouldn't they appreciate the creativity in the distribution of it? You know what I mean? Like, working on it on your own, everyone accepts and appreciates someone who will work on something on their own and try to do something on their own, right? I mean, like, there's a difference between collaboration and trying to do it all on your own, but the point is that basically, like, if someone can appreciate like the lyrics, the melody, the chord progression, the strum pattern of a guitar, if someone can get into the nitty-gritty creativity parts of your music and break it down, if someone can appreciate that stuff, I think that they can definitely appreciate the means in which you give them that stuff. So now I want to show you a video that kind of got me. It was in the first couple of videos that I put out. Connor is in it, so we're going to be super happy about that. I'm going to talk a little bit about the technical aspects. Where's not? Okay. So I have one more video to show you in just a second, but I'm going to talk about the technical aspects really quickly because I only have 13 minutes. Okay, in all these videos, I essentially only use one microphone, although I have two that I usually use. I use a condenser microphone, and for those of you who record a little bit, you'll know the difference between this, but for those of you who don't, I'm telling you. A condenser microphone essentially picks up more sensitive sound than other things. So if you were going to record vocals or something, you would much rather want to use a condenser microphone because you'll pick up all the really cool stuff that you hear in the voice, which is like, and some microphones are so high tech and so high frequency that you can hear like you can hear like the change in like the throat and stuff like that, depending on like, you can hear like the actual your throat like moving around. It's really crazy. My old guitar teacher showed me like a recording he did of it, and it is like absolutely incredible how high sensitive these microphones are. Yeah. And then if you're gonna record this next video that I'm gonna show you, you'll hear a lot of like electric guitar and stuff like that. And if you're recording some of that, you want to use a dynamic microphone. That's something it's less sensitive, but it just gets pure tone. So if you're trying to like record electric, or if you want to use like a drum or something like that, you use a dynamic. And there are a bunch of different other kinds of microphones too. There's ribbon microphones that are incredible and really high sensitive, much like condensers. And there are other ones as well. But essentially what you want to know about this is that you can use different microphones for different purposes, and you'll get really unique sounds out of that. And even like the way in which you record can be really creative as well, using like those different microphones or different instruments for different things. So like you can use one guitar to do one part, or you could do a different guitar for the same part, and it'll sound completely different depending on the guitar. So, and then the combination between mics and instruments that you're using too makes it really kind of crazy. It's a lot of like guessing game and like try to figure out what sounds the best. So it takes a lot of time to record. Usually takes about 8 to 9 hours to do. Like for that song, it took like collectively probably like what, 6, 7 hours? Would you think?
Maybe even a little less.
Maybe a little less, 5, 6 maybe. Yeah. Brian actually, the other guy who wasn't Connor and I, he's in the that guy. He's actually in varsity choir at Wabanzi. His name's Brian Darnell. He's really good. No, there's a lot. It takes a lot of time, but it's really rewarding, I think, because I would not have it any other way. I'm really pleased with that video. And then as far as actual videoing goes, if you wanted to get going with stuff like this, basically, I'm not a film major. I don't know anything about film. I'm really actually pretty terrible at the terms. But all I do really is try to give a visual for what you're hearing. And I think that's what gives it the most interest in it, is that hearing a song by itself, I think, like, is great, and you can love a song, obviously, without seeing what they're doing. And then seeing it play it live is really, really cool, because you know the song, and then you hear it live, and you get to see all the stuff they're doing. But when you get to see it like immediately, like at the first listen that you're hearing the song, you get to see the video. I always thought that was really cool, and I've actually been watching different YouTube musicians for like 4 years doing all this stuff, and they're actually the people who inspired me to do it. I mentioned Lauren O'Connell earlier. Will Sturgeon actually found, or I messaged him and I said, hey, check out this new video that I did, and it was actually that one. And he and I started talking. He's a YouTube musician. He actually has, hold on, I've got stats.